For step 3 in our last example, we're going to assume not only is this angle right here at the center point, is it blocked off, you can't access it with the protractor, but we're also going to say that this angle up here is also inaccessible to a protractor. So let's just say that your protractor broke. Okay, you can't use it. We can actually use a ruler to figure out this angle right here. And the way you do that is you're going to measure the opposite side of this angle. I'm going to put OPP for opposite, okay, because this is the opposite edge. It's kind of the opposite right here, edge to your angle, which starts over here, okay. So we're going to measure that, and we get your ruler and just kind of measure it, and roughly we're looking around 4.5. So that is the length of our opposite end, which is 4.5 centimeters. Okay, and then you're going to get your ruler again, and we're going to measure this angle, right, and sorry, this length right here. And this length right here is what we call your adjacent side. It's adjacent to the angle. So get your ruler and measure that. And let's say that this adjacent side is 5.2 centimeters. Okay. Okay, so we got our measurements. Once again, for yours, it's going to be a little different depending on how you did yours. Okay. But once you got these opposite and adjacent values, okay, you're going to get your calculator, and we're going to use it to plug it into this formula right here. So our angle, okay, the value of our angle is going to be the inverse of tangent times the opposite over adjacent. Okay, so the angle equals the inverse tangent. To get your inverse of tangent, hopefully you can see it here, you're going to press the second button on your calculator. Okay, so this button right here on the second, and then you're going to press the tangent button, okay, which is right there. So press second tangent, and that's going to give you this kind of like the kind of value that looks like this on your calculator. It's going to be tangent to the power -1. All right. Then once you get that, it's gonna look like that. It's gonna have some parentheses, and then you just type in your opposite value. In this case, it's 4.5 centimeters over the adjacent value, which is 5.2 centimeters. And when you get your answer, you're gonna see that answer is going to be your angle. In this case, the answer that I get here is 40 degrees, which is pretty close to my original, and it popped up here, original 39 degrees. Okay, so that's the third way you can get this angle right here. Okay, so once you get that angle, you can plug it into this formula. The arc is still the same, and then you'll get your circumference. Okay, so I want you now to do an example. On your assignment, your third example is going to be getting this angle right here at the center, getting it using this means where you use your opposite measurement over the adjacent, plug it into this formula, and then and then use it up here to get your circumference. Okay, so you're going to use it for a different circle, different angles. So you're going to have 3 different circles, 3 different angles, and each circle is going to have like a different version of how to get their circumference using each of these different ways that we practice here. Okay. Make sure to show all your work and your examples and your answers. And lastly, if you want to actually double check your answers, there's a way you can do that. If you just get some string and you get the string, and essentially you just kind of like follow this circle with the string. You go around your circle with the string. Okay, you might have to like kind of tape it at certain points so that it kind of stays there. Okay, and then you just cut it with some scissors. Okay, like so. Once you got your thing, just go ahead and cut it with some scissors, and then you can straighten the string out and then actually measure it using that rule. Using a ruler, you can measure your string using a ruler, and then you can see if your circumference actually matches pretty close to what you deduced it would be using these methods here. Okay, so that's a way to kind of double check your work, and I think you'd be surprised how close you can actually get to the right answer. Okay, so I know this is a lot of stuff. I know this doesn't seem to be connected to earth science in any way, but over the next classes, you're going to see how all this stuff relates and how it helps us get a very important and interesting value of the earth. Enjoy.